Welcome. Today we are looking at marketing research methods. This is a key topic in your marketing exams for SS3. Pay close attention. Let us begin. First, let me explain the meaning of research methods. Research methods are the specific techniques used to collect data. They are the tools of marketing research. Choosing the right method is critical. The method must fit the research objectives. It must fit the budget. It must fit the timeline. The main research methods are surveys, interviews, focus groups, observation, and experiments. Each method has strengths and weaknesses. Researchers often use multiple methods. This is called triangulation. Triangulation increases confidence in the findings. Different methods can confirm each other. They can also reveal different aspects of the problem. Now let me explain surveys. A survey is a method of collecting data by asking people questions. Surveys are the most common research method. They are good for collecting descriptive data. They can be used to measure attitudes, opinions, behaviors, and characteristics. Surveys can be conducted in several ways. Mail surveys send questionnaires by post. They are inexpensive, they can cover a wide geographic area, but response rates are low. It takes time to get responses. Telephone surveys call people on the phone. Response rates are higher than mail. They are faster. But people are often reluctant to answer calls from strangers. Many have caller ID and screening. Online surveys are sent by email or posted on websites. They are very inexpensive. They are fast. Response rates can be good if the survey is well designed. But the sample may be biased. Not everyone has internet access. In-person surveys are conducted face-to-face. They have high response rates. The interviewer can clarify questions. But they are expensive and time-consuming. They are not good for large samples. Surveys have several advantages. They are efficient, they can collect data from many people quickly, they are flexible, they can ask many questions, they are standardized. Every respondent gets the same questions. This allows comparison. Surveys also have disadvantages. They cannot probe deeply. They only get surface answers. They depend on respondents' honesty and memory. People may not remember accurately. They may give socially desirable answers. Question wording is critical. Poorly worded questions can bias the results. Survey design requires skill. Now let me explain interviews. An interview is a one-on-one conversation between a researcher and a respondent. Interviews can be structured or unstructured. Structured interviews use a predetermined set of questions. The interviewer reads the questions exactly as written. Structured interviews are like surveys but conducted in person. They are good for collecting standardized data. Unstructured interviews have no predetermined questions. The interviewer has a topic guide but lets the conversation flow. Unstructured interviews are good for exploring complex issues. They allow the respondent to speak freely. They can reveal unexpected insights. Interviews have several advantages. They allow probing. The interviewer can ask follow-up questions. They can clarify answers. They can explore emotions and motivations. They have high response rates. People are more willing to talk in person than to fill out a survey. Interviews also have disadvantages. They are expensive. Each interview takes time. They require skilled interviewers. They are not good for large samples. The results are not easily quantified. Now let me explain focus groups. A focus group is a small group of people brought together to discuss a topic. A moderator leads the discussion. The group usually has 6 to 10 participants. They are selected based on specific characteristics. The discussion lasts 1 to 2 hours. It is recorded. The researcher later analyzes the transcript. Focus groups are good for exploring ideas. They generate insights. They reveal why people think and feel the way they do. They are often used to develop hypotheses. They are also used to test concepts, advertisements, or packaging. Focus groups have several advantages. They provide rich data. The interaction among participants generates ideas that would not emerge in individual interviews. They are relatively quick and inexpensive compared to large surveys. They are flexible. The moderator can follow interesting tangents. Focus groups also have disadvantages. The results cannot be generalized to the population. The group may be dominated by 1 or 2 participants. The moderator may bias the discussion. Analysis is subjective. Now let me explain observation. Observation is a method of collecting data by watching people's behavior. The researcher does not ask questions. They simply watch and record. Observation can be conducted in person or using cameras. It can be done in natural settings or in laboratories. Natural observation watches people in their everyday environment. For example, a researcher might watch how shoppers move through a store. Laboratory observation brings people into a controlled setting. For example, a researcher might watch how people use a new product in a simulated kitchen. Observation has several advantages. It records what people actually do, not what they say they do. People may not accurately report their behavior. Observation avoids this problem. It is objective. Different observers should see the same thing. It can capture behavior that people are not aware of. Observation also has disadvantages. It does not reveal why people behave the way they do. It only reveals what they do. It can be time-consuming. It may be intrusive. People may change their behavior if they know they are being watched. Now let me explain experiments. An experiment is a method of collecting data by manipulating one variable to see its effect on another variable. Experiments are used to test cause and effect. The variable that is manipulated is called the independent variable. The variable that is measured is called the dependent variable. Experiments can be conducted in laboratories or in the field. Laboratory experiments are conducted in a controlled setting. The researcher controls the environment. This allows precise measurement, but the setting is artificial. The results may not apply to the real world. Field experiments are conducted in real-world settings. For example, a company might change the price in one store and keep it the same in another. It then compares sales. The results are more realistic, but the researcher has less control. Other factors may influence the results. Experiments have several advantages. They can establish cause and effect. They are objective. They can be replicated. Experiments also have disadvantages. They can be expensive. They can be difficult to design. Ethical issues may arise. It may not be appropriate to manipulate certain variables. For example, it would be unethical to expose people to harm to see how they react. Now let me explain the choice of research method. The choice of method depends on several factors. The research objectives matter. If the objective is to describe the population, a survey may be best. If the objective is to explore a new topic, focus groups or interviews may be best. If the objective is to test cause and effect, an experiment may be best. The budget matters. Surveys and focus groups are relatively inexpensive. Experiments and large-scale in-person interviews are expensive. The timeline matters. Surveys and focus groups can be done quickly. Experiments and longitudinal studies take time. The nature of the data matters. Quantitative data is numerical. It is good for surveys. Qualitative data is textual. It is good for interviews and focus groups. The target population matters. If the population is hard to reach, online surveys may be best. If the population is concentrated, in-person interviews may be possible. Now let me explain the importance of using multiple methods. No single method is perfect. Each method has strengths and weaknesses. Using multiple methods can compensate for the weaknesses of any one method. For example, a researcher might start with focus groups to explore the topic. Then they might conduct a survey to quantify the findings. Then they might run an experiment to test causality. This combination provides a more complete picture. It increases confidence in the findings. It is also called mixed methods research. A common exam question asks you to explain the different marketing research methods. Here is a sample answer. The main marketing research methods are surveys, interviews, focus groups, observation, and experiments. Surveys collect data by asking questions. Interviews are one-on-one conversations. Focus groups are small group discussions. Observation watches behavior. Experiments manipulate variables to test cause and effect. Each method has advantages and disadvantages. The choice depends on the research objectives, budget, timeline, and nature of the data. Another exam question asks you to distinguish between surveys and interviews. Here is your answer. Surveys collect data by asking standardized questions. They are good for large samples. They are efficient and inexpensive. They cannot probe deeply. Interviews are one-on-one conversations. They allow probing. They provide rich data. But they are expensive and time-consuming. They are not good for large samples. Surveys produce quantitative data. Interviews produce qualitative data. Another exam question asks you to explain the advantages and disadvantages of focus groups. Here is your answer. The advantages of focus groups include rich data, interaction among participants, relatively low cost, and flexibility. Focus groups generate insights that would not emerge in individual interviews. The disadvantages include inability to generalize results, potential domination by one or two participants, moderator bias, and subjective analysis. Focus groups are best used for exploration, not for final decision-making. Let me give you a quick summary. Marketing research methods include surveys, interviews, focus groups, observation, and experiments. Surveys are efficient for large samples. Interviews provide rich data. Focus groups generate insights through group interaction. Observation records actual behavior. Experiments test cause and effect. The choice of method depends on objectives, budget, timeline, and data needs. Using multiple methods increases confidence in findings. Keep reviewing, keep practicing. See you in the next topic.